you know if that proves that Jacob is good for something?
Yes. He knows what he's doing.
He's a creature of routine like myself.
Now, let's be honest. Jacob occasionally forgets to turn it off.
Yeah.
And we'll be streaming for
3 to 4, maybe 24 hours. Just depends.
3 to 5 business days, like your standard shipping. Of course, we've been there. I've done the same.
So I want to talk about the Super Bowl for a second because that was obviously the big news over the weekend. Super Bowl Sunday should be just like opening day in Major League Baseball. Should be a national holiday. And
agree.
A lot of people say, hey, you know what? We should even get off work the following day because we're all staying up watching this game.
And I'm looking at someone who did the exact thing, am I not?
Yeah, maybe. But
hey, it wasn't. If you can convince Steve Hartline to give us the day after the Super Bowl off, I'm not going to argue with you.
Yeah, my day off today was not Super Bowl related.
I'm messing with you,
for
man.
clarification. But this is what I thought about the Super Bowl. If you are a casual or fair weather football fan, it was not a good Super Bowl. It was a defensive battle where the secondary, I tell you what, speaking of secondary, New England Patriots, Gonzalez.
Oh, gosh.
What an animal.
Without him, that is a blowout in the first half. Seriously. He's a tremendous defensive player. Tremendous.
He had several pass breakups in the game, but would be beat on routes and then close the gap. And there was one play in the first half where he just absolutely laid out for a ball that he was beat by the receiver, and he got a hand up and tipped it.
Yep.
That was a momentum-saving play.
But I'm going to tell you this. That entire game was, for the first 3 quarters, was a very defensive-oriented game. I personally enjoyed it. Now, I like touchdowns. Don't get me wrong.
We like football, though.
But
the people that tune in and are like, we're going to watch the Super Bowl because we watch the Super Bowl every year, or because it's a big game and we want to see the commercials. The first half was definitely a snooze fest because it was so defensive.
That Seattle front four, they're strong, man. They bullied New England's offensive line most of the night, and they could put pressure on a quarterback without blitzing.
I was about to say.
But when they did blitz, they got sacked. How many times I think
he got sacked
5 or 6
times. Yeah, 5 times. Hey, go ahead and say it. 6 or 7 times. 6, 7.
Lord,
gotta let the kids know.
Yeah, but no, I mean that was a very, very impressive performance by the entire Seattle defense. I was just the NFC West division to me is far and away the best division in football. And I'm going to say this. I honestly think that the Los Angeles Rams were the second best team in the NFL. They just happened to be in the same division, lost the NFC Championship game to Seattle. I'm convinced that had Los Angeles been in that Super Bowl, they would have won it also.
Yeah.
That division is so strong. But no, I enjoyed it. But that fourth quarter was crazy.
Well, I know that right now that Drake May's taken a lot of heat for his performance. Wasn't one of his better performances, but he was under so much pressure. You talked about this. He had no time to do anything. Couldn't get the ball to Diggs, who's his primary playmaker. Mm-hmm. And just when you have that recipe for a Super Bowl, it's a slow. Now, the second half, I think it was night and day, first half to second half, because I really enjoyed the second half. Things started opening up. Some scoring started happening.
Especially that fourth quarter.
And our guy, Kenneth Walker III, Memphis, Tennessee product, Antioch High School, had a big career at Michigan State.
Started at Wake Forest.
Yeah, I honestly kind of forgot about him. Mm-hmm. And he was a backup there for the Seattle Seahawks and ends up being your Super Bowl MVP. So this is where I think there should have been some debate, because you had a kicker for the Seattle Seahawks and Jason Myers, who broke a Super Bowl record, 5 for 5 on field goal attempts, and then had a few extra points as well. I'm trying to look here at the box score and see if 2 for 2 on extra points. He accounted for 17 points.
Of their 29.
Yeah, he alone beat the Patriots 17-13.
I think that technically means he was the only one who scored in the entire game in the first 3 quarters.
But
because it was 12-0 on field goals at that point.
But it was Kenneth Walker's rushing that put him in scoring position more often than not.
That's true.
this is going to sound so bad. I'm not an anti-special teams or anti-kicking guy, but
It's not sexy, though, to give it to a kicker.
The physicality that Walker played with last night, I just was so impressed with him. To me, I thought he was clearly I thought that if you weren't going to give it to him, I would have given it as a group to the defensive team. And you're not going to see that happen. But I thought Kenneth Walker was, to me, a clear choice for MVP. I get what you're saying about the field goal kicker.
You mentioned that defense. May was sacked 6 times, total of 43 yards lost. Defense wins championships. It does not do much for ratings.
No, you're exactly right there. And
or at least like you said, for the casual audience.
so did you have a favorite Super Bowl commercial, Jim?
I like the Budweiser commercial with the horse and the eagle, the bald eagle.
I really like that one,
That
too.
one, to me, stood out. There were some commercials that I was like, and I'm off the top of my head, I'm trying to think about, but no, that one kind of stood out to me. Personally.
Backstreet Boys got a lot of play commercials. I mean, they were
that I'll have to check then.
Yeah, they were a part of a lot. Surprisingly,
I'm intrigued there.
Kind of a throwback. That's one thing I always look forward to the commercials. Much so, like I do the halftime shows. And I'm first of all, anyone on social media, no one cares about your opinions. Okay, by the way, you're going to tell us. I'm going to share mine occasionally, but at the end of the day, like, your people are going to support you and be okay with whatever you say, or you're going to have the buddy that wants to argue with you. Like, I don't think Bad Bunny's performance was terrible, but it wasn't for me. And I say this because looking at the progression of halftime shows in the Super Bowl, I feel like, first of all, I want to be able to understand it. I don't speak Spanish, so I did not understand a lot.
That's the thing with me.
And I will say this, our guy Ronnie Acuna Jr., Ronnie Baseball, was a part of that halftime show. And guess what? He's really good at speaking Spanish. Mm-hmm. And I was joking with Jim before we came on the show, like, my favorite part about Ronald Acuna's interviews after a game, after he's hit a game-winning home run or a grand slam or stole 3 bags in it, my favorite part of his interviews are when Franco Garcia, his interpreter, lets us know what he's saying.
Yeah, here's my thing. And boy, on social media, it's like if you didn't like this halftime, you're a racist.
It doesn't have to be so divided.
My thing is, we have Spanish television stations. I don't watch them.
Why not, Jim?
Because I don't even know what they're saying. I mean, I'm sorry, call me what you want, but I mean, frankly, I was doing other stuff at halftime anyway. I was actually in my car for most of it because I was driving from my daughter's house back home. But I'm not going to watch anyone that's singing in Spanish and enjoy it because I don't know what you're saying.
And there was some division because Turning Point USA and Kid Rock and that group was doing their alternate halftime show. And I'll be honest, I watched
I watched both of them. The Puppy Bowl's been around forever.
That's right.
I do love a good Puppy Bowl.
That's solid stuff, by the way. But I
don't know whose idea that was, but
it was brilliant.
Genius.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched both of those halftime shows. One, because my wife, myself, my kid, we love country music, and it was a lot of country music in the Turning Point USA halftime show. I would have watched live instead of going back and watching Bad Bunny. I would have watched that one live had it have been Jason Aldean or Morgan Wallen or Brantley Gilbert or any of these guys on the Super. But we haven't seen a country singer do the Super Bowl since Travis Tritt. So
how long ago was that?
It was midnight. I want to say 94.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
so it's been a while since it's been a full-blown country halftime show. And I get it. Country music's not for everybody, just like rap's not for everybody. So year to year, like I enjoyed when Usher did it. I enjoyed Justin Timberlake. He's actually been on a couple times. He was on with Janet Jackson one year. We all remember that one.
Remember Michael Jackson. That was one of the most memorable.
One of the very popular ones, yes.
So that's and I'm one of these people. I do like a variety of music. But prior to the Super Bowl, the only thing I knew about Bad Bunny was that he was in Happy Gilmore 2. That's all I knew about him.
Professional wrestler as well, Bad Bunny.
I didn't know that.
He has wrestled for WWE several times.
I did not know that.
Remarkably athletic young man.
So, again, and I'm not taking a pro-right or a pro-left stance on this at all. I as a football fan, as a fan who enjoys halftime shows, I'm all for unique performances. I love unique performances. I just didn't understand it. Now, does that mean that I'm angry at him that he did it in Spanish? Does it mean that I'm angry at the people that enjoyed it? Not at all. So
can he sing in English?
Yeah.
I don't know him at all.
And so, in defense of the NFL, because there are a lot of people that were angry about the decision to have him perform the halftime show, they are currently making a major push to grow the sport of football. It's huge. It's an American sport. It's huge here. They're trying to make a push to grow it in Latin America. They're wanting to expand their market.
Yeah.
They're wanting to expand their viewers. And so I understand why.
I would have
I think he's the single most popular artist in the world.
That's what they say right
if
now.
I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, he has the largest. I mean, like the numbers he did when he came into WWE, they went and did a show in Puerto Rico. The crowd there, because he was there, solely because he was there, was ridiculously.
Here's my. I would have liked it if they could have put some subtitles in there so I knew the words.
Now, if you had him on your TV, like, were you able to see English subtitles with this?
Not
if you
that
did
I
it
know.
with your programming?
Yeah,
I don't know how they had it wired.
I don't know if they did or not. But anyway.
So again, am I angry that he was the halftime performance? Not at all. And I hate getting on social media and seeing how opinionated and angry
everything's
people are.
Political, man. It drives me nuts.
And I hate that because I have some friends that really enjoyed it and loved that performance, and I have some that were disappointed and like.
And I mean, that's true most years.
Yeah. So you're completely entitled to have your opinion, but don't let it divide you and your family and your friends and stuff like that's not what that's about. That's not what that's for. And I'm not a big Roger Goodell fan. I don't think he was trying to make anybody mad with going along with him, Bad Bunny being the halftime performer. But again, I turned on Turning Point, watched it, went back, watched Bad Bunny. I watched them both, and there's one I enjoyed more than the other because I could understand it, period.
Listen, if Taylor Swift had done the halftime show, there would have been some people complaining about her too. I mean, that's just,
they complain about her anyway.
Nobody's 100%. I mean, this world we live in a world where
Goodell picks. I mean,
so there's always going to be complaints or I don't like that person. That's fine. We all have different likes and dislikes. But man, why does everything have to be political?
I was surprised at the use of Kid Rock on TBN because I remember the Kid Rock of my youth, which was not.
He's wild.
I would have put on
when he was a kid.
TV, yes,
he was.
It's not someone I would have put on TBN, and so that caught me a little off guard too. It was just and I'm curious to see who we get next year. I assumed Taylor was going to be this year. I kind of thought I was legitimately half expecting a half concert, half wedding, halftime show. That was what I was signing up for. I was like, all right, whatever, sure.
If she ever does the halftime, that will be the biggest artist by far, in my opinion.
I think it'll be the most divisive one.
You think so?
I think it would actually be more divisive than Bad Bunny.
I have nothing against Taylor Swift. I have nothing against.
Can I tell you the difference?
I don't.
Can I tell you the difference between the two though? Literally everybody knows who Taylor Swift is. I did not know who Bad Bunny was prior to all this. Sure. Prior to all the hype and
the other difference is there is no artist I think disliked as much by football fans as Taylor Swift.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me at all when they show her up in the stands watching her husband or soon to
fiance.
Be,
yes,
but I mean fiance. It doesn't bother me at all. But it bothers a lot of people. But whatever.
Does he play next year?
I don't think so.
I think he's going to retire.
It's time to let it go now.
Yeah.
I think he's going to.
I mean, it's been a conversation for what, 2 or 3 seasons?
Yeah, and you could tell this year he's to give him all the credit I possibly can.
Fantastic tight end.
He is, and he's hung around a lot longer than a lot of people do.
Oh, yeah.
And it's hard on your body to play that position because not only are you out there pass catching across the middle, you're having to block. And
how old is he?
I think he's about 38, 39 years old.
His numbers tailed a little bit this year. And he dropped some balls.
So the age catches up to you if you like it or not. Jim, you can attest to it. I can attest to it. Not the same we were. For me, I'm not the same I was 5 years ago.
No.
Especially as a playmaker on offense, which is what he's relied on to be. The older you get, the less, consistency.
Football's a young
man. He's 36 years old.
Football is a young man's sport.
And it's not like it's for running back, but
30 and younger.
Yeah, Travis Kelce is 36 years old.
Yeah, so
we're walking up on time to shut it down.
He's probably a Hall of Famer.
I think he will be. I do. So I do have a question before we go to break. If you could have anybody perform or any group perform the halftime show of the Super Bowl, your choice, who would it be, Jim Gums?
You talking about someone from the past or someone that's
Anybody.
current?
Past or now.
Anyone.
Even if they're deceased?
Anyone.
Sure.
Elvis Presley would have been
That'd be
awesome.
great, yeah.
Would that not have, when you asked that, he's the first person that came to my
Yeah,
mind.
talk about taking over.
Elvis Presley doing the halftime. Are you kidding me? How awesome would that have been?
Yeah. What about you, Ryan?
I'm gonna give you two. They tell you the differences in my taste in music. The first would be Skillet, which
Okay.
is sort of like Christian rock, Christian metal, or Pentatonics.
Pentatonics,
Give me
okay.
a fully a cappella halftime show.
That would be neat.
They've worked with some fantastic artists, and putting them all together with a bunch of people would be super cool.
That would be
They've done
very
the
unique.
Anthem, I think, at the Super Bowl, haven't they? 3 or
That
4
sounds
years ago,
right.
they've done the national anthem a bunch.
That would be very unique.
That would be
for sure.
Be
What
very
about you?
different, but I
What
think
about
it'd
you?
be
So
very
for
cool.
me, and Ryan talks about being on two different ends of the spectrum here. I'm going to throw a couple at you here. First, you mentioned deceased Leonard Skinnard. Talk about bringing down a stadium, Leonard Skinnard. Then a collab between Biggie and Tupac. How about that one?
What about the Beatles or the Rolling
that
Stones?
would do numbers.
Have the
I will
Rolling
give
Stones
you.
done a halftime before?
So
I can't remember if they have or not. But like the Beatles, some vintage group that
you remember Paul McCartney did it. That was a good one.
Okay, that's, maybe yeah.
He did it by himself.
But obviously the Beatles broke up. I think the Super Bowl was like 3 or 4 years old when they broke up.
Yeah.
Probably didn't have a halftime show.
Yeah, right, exactly.
They're telling
They had
everyone
a
to go.
marching band back then. I
They're
think.
telling everyone to go buy a
it was
hot dog.
marching band.
Yeah.
1967 was a marching band. It looks like it was mostly university marching bands the early years.
Yeah. Boy, things have changed.
It's turned into a lot more than just a football game. It is a spectacle now.
It really is. And listen, I know the numbers will probably not be as big as the NFL would hope because of the game itself. But I'm telling you, it'll be the biggest. It'll be the most watched program in 2026, from February 8th to December 31st. There will not be another event watched as much. I don't know about that thing on July 4th, the USA turning 250 years old. We may see some big numbers for that, and it'll be on multiple stations.
It still won't be Super Bowl level,
but it'll be on multiple stations.
Because isn't the Super Bowl statistically, at least in the modern era, the number is roughly 3 times anything else does in a calendar year?
It's incredible.
I know that they used to not always be through the
$10 million for a 30-second commercial.
Yeah, when it comes to advertising, that is the apex right there, the Super Bowl.
And we did have a commercial in the pregame of the Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken, on, was it 12? Was it Channel 12?
It was on NBC.
NBC, yeah. Mr.
NBC.
Hartline did put the money out there, and we did have a spot, I believe, in the pregame of the Super Bowl.
So which commercial? This is news to me. Which commercial was this?
I believe it's the you guys commercial, the one for the drive, if I'm not mistaken. The same one we did for the
AFC Championship
game. Yeah.
Okay.
I think they did that.
We were specific about it.
Yeah,
being
we're giving away
AFC.
money in that one. We giving
Okay, then it may have just been the generic.
We
one.
giving away more
generic one,
money?
yeah.
It may have been the generic one.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
Steve.
As far as I know, we're not
We
giving away
actually
more money now.
mentioned New England versus Denver. In
Well,
that.
I was
That's
about
true,
to
that's
ask: is Steve ponying up some more money to give away?
No,
we need
not
to
for
figure
this
that
one.
out.
We did that once.
Hey, with that, you are listening to The Drive. Glad to have you with us on this Monday. Very comfortable Monday outside. If you've not been out, walk around, get some fresh air, enjoy it while it's around it. It's going to be even nicer tomorrow. I think it's going to be like 70.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's going to be great. But again, Monday edition here, The Drive. Be sure download the ESPN Cleveland 1013 app. Go to the App Store, Google Play Store to do that, and visit us online at ESPNCleveland1013.com. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about North Dakota State joining the Mountain West and some other things going on around Major League Baseball and high school basketball as well. Go ahead, Ryan.
And the show, as always, brought to you by our friends at Hardees.
Presented by
here in
Hardees.
Cleveland.
That's right, of course.
With breakfast all the way till noon. Nothing in the world makes me happier than that.
Got to
be
get you a
honest.
gravy biscuit, no doubt.
That's right.
We'll be right back.
The Drive will be back after a quick timeout. Stay tuned for more nonstop sports talk on The Drive, presented by Hardees.
For a limited time, get Hardee's Big Cheeseburger with 100% American Angus beef for just $4.99. That's a deal no one can beat. Actually, we can beat it. Because you can also get Hardee's hand-breaded chicken sandwich for $4.99. The Pick a Sandwich deal. Only $4.99. Only for a limited time. Only at Hardee's. Participating restaurants only. Tax not included.
Did you twist an ankle? Hurt your shoulder? Or maybe that weekend project left you with more than sore muscles? Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics is here to help. Our Urgent Ortho Walk-In Clinic in Cleveland is open Monday through Saturday, treating sprains, strains, fractures, and more. No appointment needed. There's no need to drive to Chattanooga for expert orthopedic care. Call, schedule online, or walk in today and get back to moving pain-free. Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. The Center for expert care right when you need it.
Listen to the Alon Exchange, hosted by financial professionals Jay and Brittany Hagee, owners of Alon Planning Partners. Each week they discuss all things financial and answer your questions about investing, preparing for retirement, paying down debt, and more. The Alon Exchange, Saturdays at 7 a.m. on ESPN Cleveland 1013.
Not all composite decking is the same. Enjoy life's beautiful moments on an equally beautiful composite deck. Envision's products feature deep, non-repeating grains and distinct colors throughout each pour, offering a truly unique appearance unlike anything else on the market. Learn more and find inspiration for your project at Cleveland Plywood. Cleveland Plywood Company, 2700 20th Street Northeast in Cleveland.
Do your legs feel heavy, tired, or achy? Do you have restless legs or leg cramps? Dr. John Milligan at Milligan Vein offers office treatment that can make you look and feel better within a day. And your procedure is covered by most insurance. Visit milliganvein.com.
Welcome back to The Drive, presented by Hardees. Join the conversation. Text 423-749-1013. You can also listen anywhere on our website, ESPNCleveland1013.com.
Mayfield Dairy Chocolate Milk is a great recovery drink for athletes or anyone who exercises. Rich in calcium and vitamin D. Get Mayfield's famous chocolate milk at multiple locations near you. And find out more at MayfieldDairy.com.
Hey, since we're talking Mayfield, of course, they're major sponsors of the Atlanta Braves right here on The Drive, ESPN Cleveland 1013. Former Atlanta Brave, Marcell Ozuna, there's some rumors going around that he is expected to join the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Saw that. I think that's a good get for them. Pittsburgh is always needing somebody to help out, especially in the power department, and I think Marcell will be a good fit for them.
And I'm an Ozuna fan. I really like Marcell Ozuna. Appreciate everything he did for the Braves. Really held down that DH spot for the past several years. He just doesn't have a lot of flexibility. He cannot play defense. He cannot play the outfield anymore. Misjudges, has no arm. But when it comes to his bat, he's got the potential to change a game with one swing. He's that kind of guy. But the problem is last season wasn't a terrible year for him, but he had that hip issue, and he was never really fully healthy. And to his credit, because we needed his bat, he continued to play instead of trying to get surgery and get ready. And so he is a team guy. I know he's had his issues off the field with domestic violence and stuff. At least up to this point, seems like that's an improved situation. But for the Pittsburgh Pirates to be able to get a bat like him, he's going to be more valued there than he would have been if he came back to Atlanta this year.
And PNC Park's a good park for a right-handed power hitter. So I think he's going to have a decent year, assuming that he stays healthy. And I think it's a good acquisition by the Pirates. So.
But we're going to miss Ozuna from the Braves. Can't call him Ozuna from the Braves anymore.
Yeah, for sure. That's true.
The police can down there in Gwinnett County. They can still call him Ozuna from the Braves. But
oh, Lordy, you with your quick wit.
Well, hey, so on a more serious and somber note, former Major League Baseball speedster Terrence Gore passes away at age 34. He was a part of that 2021 Atlanta Braves World Series team, father of four, I believe. And when this was first reported, we want to talk about how social media annoys us at times. There were so many just people, once this was reported, assuming and saying and thinking he was having a medical procedure that took an unexpected turn, and that's how he lost his life. Terrence Gore was a stand-up human, a stand-up individual, coached youth league baseball, was very involved in his kids' lives, and his wife put out a statement because it was people just assume, oh, another former major leaguer ODing, and that couldn't have been any further from the truth.
people jump to conclusions all the time. It's kind of like when Lou Holtz went under hospice care. People say, "Oh, he's dead.
He's still alive, by the way."
I know, and they're like, "Rest in peace." I'm like, "He's still kicking. He's still alive." Listen, Jimmy Carter was under hospice for over a year.
Yeah.
Over a year, so you never know. But a lot of people jump to conclusions. But no, whenever you see a younger athlete die, a lot of people think, "Well, what did he do?"
Some type of foul play.
Yeah, exactly. Something he was into drugs and whatnot.
Again, we're bashing the social medias, but be sure get on Facebook, follow us ESPN Cleveland 1013, and you can get our opinions and our stories on things.
Remarkably shameless plug.
That's
there.
right.
Very good, Andy.
But also, we talk about how brave people get on social media. They're willing to say or assume just about anything. We've got a text line here. It's the Warren and Griffin text line, 423-749-1013. We would love to get your opinions on some of these subjects we're talking about.
Yeah, who was your favorite? What was your favorite commercial? What did you think about the halftime? What did you think about the game itself? We haven't really talked about the game itself. I mean, I get it. It was 12-0, but there were 4 field goals. And then the fourth quarter came around, and it's like, okay, let's play some real football. We saw some action there in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, things opened up big time. And, again, one of the biggest reasons that did take place was because of the effort of the MVP of the game, Kenneth Walker III, a Tennessee product, Antioch High School out of Memphis, as we mentioned in the first segment. So that's a guy that I followed him really closely, his time at Michigan State, and he is such a bruiser and keeps those legs going. He really did take the game over, but this is rare for me, Jim. I'm arguing for our guy, Myers, the kicker for Seattle, because without him, you do not win that game.
I'm going to say this. Literally every kicker in the NFL would have made those field goals. I'm just saying.
That's a lot. It's still a Super Bowl. He
get
still
that.
broke a Super Bowl record.
But Kenneth Walker was the reason they were in such good scoring position, because Darnold struggled early on too. And it was up to Kenneth Walker and that offensive line. Let's give it up to the offensive line for the Seattle Seahawks. They did a great job of run blocking and pass protection. They really did. Now, there were times with I almost said Denver. New England was just about to get to Darnold, and he would get the pass away just in time, usually an incompletion. But that was the difference between those two, is that Darnold was just getting those passes off, whereas Drake May was taking the sacks.
Yep.
And that was a big difference. And New England could not run the ball.
New England couldn't do much of anything.
They couldn't. Listen, they've got some offensive line issues there. They do. That's the one in the offseason. I would think that we'll see some transactions with that New England front office trying to get better offensive linemen. I would think they would focus in on that in the draft. So I think that's the one area. If they can correct that, I think that New England will be a player again next year.
Yeah, speaking of all the pressure that Drake May was under, my guys, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, had a good Super Bowl. Riley Mills had a sack. Rookie defensive lineman for the Seattle Seahawks got in there. So if you remember him, Jim, he's the one that there was the viral clip last year in college football of him punching the USC player in the face mask when he was down on the ground. Oh, it was awesome. It was hilarious.
That was the same guy.
And then Julian Love, former Notre Dame defensive back, had an interception in the game. So that's what I enjoyed most about the game, obviously. And that's one thing. It's always fun when you talk about the Super Bowl or the NFL in general. We're in college football territory here. This is the hotbed for college football. Mm-hmm. The only other place is probably that 250-mile range between Ohio and Michigan right there.
Well, you got Ohio State, Michigan, Notre Dame,
Indiana.
We got to include them now.
Yeah. They're relevant, by the way.
They are relevant. By the way, the first touchdown in the Super Bowl was scored by a former Hoosier. I mean, so
who?
Hoosiers.
That's it.
So no, Indiana they've got players too. But listen, I love the Super Bowl. I'll never not watch the Super Bowl if I can watch it.
Super Bowl or college football national championship? Which one?
National championship. I'm a bigger college football fan, 100%. And I still contend. And listen, we know college basketball March Madness, I think, is 8 weeks away.
Man, that's sneaking up on us. Ryan, you got us going out anywhere fun for that, by the way?
Give me the college football
not
playoffs.
yet.
Give me the college football playoffs over the NFL playoffs, March Madness, the World Series. To me, the college football playoffs is number one. And you made a funny face.
Yeah.
Baseball postseason. You're probably a bigger baseball fan than I am now.
So I love college football like no other, but it's kind of like your children. Like, it's hard to pick which one. Because Jacob asked me this. He kind of asked me this every season. What would you rather have more this year, a Notre Dame national title or an Atlanta Braves World Series? And I just kind of cringe every time he asks me that question, because it's like your children. You love them both, and you invest so much time into both of them. But like this year, I really, really wanted that national title for my Fighting Irish. And that was kind of rare. And I think a lot of it has to do because the Braves won in 2021. That's fresh.
Yep. Now, see, I feel the same. Listen, I've told you this. I'm a bigger college football fan. Ohio State won a national championship just a year ago. You ask me right now, who would you rather, Jim, Ohio State football win a national championship or the Cincinnati Bengals win Super Bowl? I'm going to tell you right now, the Bengals. They've never won one.
Just as long as they don't play the 49ers, right?
Well, the 49ers, any team from California. So they lost 2 times to the 49ers, once to the Rams. So they're 0-3 in Super Bowls. I'd like to have bragging rights in the NFL for just one time. That's all I'm at, just one time. But no, so as just a big college football
Poor
fan,
Boomer Esiason, man.
And
Poor
Ken
guy.
Anderson and Joe Burrow, they're all 0-1.
That's right.
But I would love to see my team win a Super Bowl. And I think that window for the Bengals is slowly but surely shutting.
And see, for the Falcons, for the Browns, being my two teams, like it would be cool to see them win a Super Bowl, but it's just not that important to me. Like, I'm a college football, Major League Baseball guy, so that's why I cringed a little bit when you said more so than the World Series, because I tell you what, there's nothing like a good World Series Game 7.
Oh, listen, I'm a Reds fan, and I've seen my team win 3 World Series, 75, 76, and 90. And I saw them lose a few in 1970 and 1972. They lost those 2 World Series, and it broke my heart. But those were good times, man. But my franchise is no longer a relevant team. Even though they did make postseason last year, they got eliminated very quickly. I would love to see the Reds become relevant and compete.
Yeah, unfortunately, Major League Baseball's kind of set it up to where it's very hard for Cincinnati,
The haves
Pittsburgh.
and the have-nots.
Yeah. They're not going to be able to be relevant. It's very difficult. But at the same time, I say that in the same breath as saying I don't want a salary cap. I don't want that in Major League Baseball.
Well, see, I do, obviously.
Yeah. So, there's some give and take there. It just depends. But speaking of giving and taking, how about the hardwood, Bradley Central, Cleveland last Friday night? There's a little give and take in those games.
The girls' game.
Let's talk. So, final
that
score.
was awesome.
Final score of your 24-0 Bradley Central Bearats 57, Cleveland Lady Raiders 55. A 2-point game. There were some fireworks in that game.
Fourth quarter was something else now.
So Kamora Fields, who obviously, in my opinion, is one of the best, if not the best, high school girls player in the country, got ejected from the game, along with another Bearat and a Lady Raider. There's some chippiness going on, so little verbal altercation, some shoving, and maybe a punch or two thrown. I'm just saying, don't let those things land, or there's some trouble. There's some trouble.
Yeah.
But I honestly, like, from both sides, I love the passion. Like, we didn't have. There's some scenarios here recently in our area where there's been some fights take place in the stands that flow onto the court at high school basketball games. There's no place for that. I'm not condoning that at all. But I love the energy and passion that those girls played with. I watched it on Mixed TV, went back and watched it, and they're pouring their hearts into that game. And you know what? Sometimes you take things personal. Sometimes emotions kind of get the best of you, but it stayed under control. The officials, in my opinion, did a great job making sure that it didn't escalate. And those girls quickly brought themselves back and said, hey, you know what? Calm down. The game's more important than me knocking someone out, which that's hard. And you're talking to a guy who I played football, I wrestled, And when you get that adrenaline going and something's the right thing said or the right button is pushed, sometimes it's kind of difficult to dial that stuff back. So I think all in all, unfortunately, we had the ejections, but that was the officials getting control of the game.
Yeah. And all credit to Coach Hensley and her girls at Cleveland coming back from 28 down.
Unbelievable
at one point to I think got it within 8. I think around the time the scuffle happened there, and then like you said, ultimately closing it to almost taking that game off the Bearettes.
You know, as somebody that played sports, you know, if you know my personality changes when I'm in a competitive sporting event. I'm not the same person, and that's unfortunate because I let my emotions get the best of me. And it was so funny, as an umpire, when I umpired, I could see that. I know these guys off the field, and I'd see them. They change. And I would have a little conversation with them. Like, hey, listen, I get it. You're mad. You're upset. Get control of yourself. And that was one thing I tried to nip it in the bud, if you will, before it escalated.
Jim Gum would say, don't make me whip you.
Yeah. Well, you could see teams getting chippy against each other.
Yeah.
And as an umpire, I tried to say, I understand it because I was there. I was that guy who's getting ticked off right now. And so I tried to de-escalate something that was on the verge of getting out of control. But people that don't understand athletes, you want to do anything you can to come out. You play to win. Like we said, these teams.
Herm Edwards.
These teams.
Herm Edwards said it. You played to win the game.
You know, these teams that we've talked about them that forfeited football games. No, you play. You probably won't win, but there's a chance you might. Play the game, and you play to win, but you compete. And I have no problem.
Sports are all about the experience too, and but going back more specifically to this girls' game, once Kimora Fields is off the court, you know, we talked about being 28 down. The Lady Raiders were. Coach Hensley obviously doing a great job, and going back weeks ago when they played for the first time over at Bradley, we were there for part of our Drive on the Road high school basketball series that we're doing, and we said, hey, look out for this Cleveland team. They're legit. Now, Bradley controlled that game. They won that game. But there were some moments where you could kind of feel, hey, this has got some potential to be a heck of a matchup. Well, we saw that over at Raider Arena on Friday night. Again, final score, Bradley Central Bearettes 57, Cleveland Lady Raiders 55. If you're Cleveland, as soon as Kimora's not on that court anymore, you got to find a way. Now, they already battled back. All the credit in the world. I'm not saying anything negative here at all.
Yeah, because it wasn't a 28-point deficit when she was ejected. Yeah. I don't remember what that.
I think it was only about
close.
8.
Yeah, it was a fairly close game.
They bound down already.
Yeah, and they chipped it down. But if you're going to catch them, that's the time you got to do it with her off the court.
Absolutely.
So kind of curious to see. I have a feeling that the story, the chapter might be closed, but the story of these two teams,
I think they'll face each other again.
They're going to see each other again.
Yeah, I definitely believe that.
So then, and Ryan, I'm going to let you chime in on this because I know you're very aware of what happened. We had a big-time battle in the boys' game immediately after that game on Friday that came down to a buzzer beater.
Now, I actually mostly was watching the girls' game. I did see a little bit of the end of the boys. I do like seeing Roman Yulo out there. Not really not what I would
so you're talking about the Walker Valley game. I'm talking about Cleveland Bradley. Right. Cleveland Bradley.
Did I see the end of that one?
So that was
I'm going blank.
That was the buzzer beater one, right? Yeah, 38-36 final, low-scoring game.
Wildly low-scoring game. Yeah, okay. I remember where you're at now.
Defensive battle, but Cleveland gets a shot off to win the game right at the end. And you talk about an arena that went crazy. The students rushed the court, and again, that's a game. It means a little something in this community.
It wasn't a game that you would want to watch and say this is a classic way to play basketball. There was a lot of things that you wouldn't. As a coach, you're like, oh, come on, what are you guys doing? A lot of turnovers, missed shots, and everything. Yep. But you want a close game, and at the end of the day, you got a close game between Bradley and Cleveland. Both the girls and the boys, and that's good for this area.
How about me putting Ryan on the spot here?
He's drowning here.
He's giving us all the details of the girls, so you watch the girls game, just not the boys game.
Not the boys. Now I do remember that score from the end, and I know, if I'm not mistaken, that's a game that's not supposed to be that close. I'll say.
Yeah. Again,
like the girls.
Yeah.
But neither coach was pleased with the way their team
when
played.
you've got a final score 38-36, that's probably some turnovers involved.
There were a lot of turnovers.
Probably
a lot of bricks being thrown.
A lot of missed shots involved.
Yeah.
But I'll say this: I did not get to watch the whole game. I was down at East Ridge High School for the girls' region tournament. Cleveland Lady Raiders won the region. Bradley Central second. Walker Valley third. So pretty solid effort. Walker Valley girls got fourth. East Ridge got third. But all of them pushing on a good majority of their girl wrestlers to the sectional tournament this upcoming weekend at Stone Memorial. But so I was kind of jumping back and forth between my coaching duties and seeing what was going on. But at one point, I told a couple of the Cleveland coaches, I said, hey, just so you're aware, your girls' basketball team is in a heck of a battle right now, and everyone kind of started paying attention and pulling up Mixed TV. So when we have these games on Mixed TV,
that's cool.
It's good to be able to do that from other locations.
I've got it here on my phone. It's the Cleveland boys winning on a last-second bucket.
Yep.
Yeah.
38-36 there, and that was a heck of a shot by that young man, actually.
Did you see who it was that got the shot off by chance?
Do you know who, because I'm only going to be able to give you a number, do you know who number 12 is on Cleveland's roster?
I do. Hold on. Let me tell you.
If you can tell me who that is, that young man...
This is the definition of bad radio.
This is what we. Hey,
live. This is live radio.
This is
right
live
now.
research.
While they're looking up the number, I know we're going to take a break here in a minute, but I am interested. I'm going to see if I can find out about this North Dakota State thing, if they're eligible for the postseason in 2020.
So it was senior point guard D. Lovelace. who hit the game-winning shot.
Yeah.
Lovelace, yeah, that's right. I remember.
So got to give him some love. Big time.
Been pretty big for them, for the team in general this year.
Yeah,
if I'm not
big time
mistaken.
bucket. And Coach Howard Pride, man, talk about a guy who's really elevated the play throughout the season. They've had some struggles. They got beat by East Hamilton earlier in the year. Got some redemption there last week, won that game. So Coach Pride's got the Blue Raiders starting to peak here at the right time as well. So it'll be interesting.
Like Cleveland football, also a little bit trying to kind of new coach trying to make a little turnaround there and pull them back in.
No doubt. And Jim, you brought this up. We got time before we got to go to our next break. We got a minute here.
We probably need to take it right now.
Listen, Jim's making us go to break.
Well, we don't want a 2-minute segment.
Dadgum is putting his foot down. We got to go to commercial break. You're listening to The Drive here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3 presented by Hardees. We will be right back in just a minute.
The Drive will be back after a quick timeout. Stay tuned for more nonstop sports talk on The Drive, presented by Hardees.
This is your Hardee's 2 for $5 breakfast mix and match alarm. We've got fluffy eggs and sausage on a made-from-scratch biscuit ready. Or perhaps biscuit and gravy. Ooh, maybe a sweet cinnamon roll. Wake up and smell that sweet deal. Mix and match any two for just $5 for a limited time. Only at Hardee's. Don't snooze on the app. Snag juicy deals, order ahead, and get to work on time. Maybe. Exclusive app offers for registered My Rewards members only. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Take ESPN Cleveland 101.3 with you wherever you go. Listen online at ESPNCleveland1013.com. Presented by Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. Don't miss the Paul Feinbaum Show, weekday afternoons from 2 until 5 on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. Always topical, always entertaining. Paul Feinbaum on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. Presented by Hardees. ESPN Cleveland 101.3 is powered by Duracell.
Hey, this is Alfonso, the general manager of Crown Cleveland, your local home for Jeep and Ram. I'm here to announce that we have revamped our express lane. We are fully staffed and ready to take care of all your quick lube and oil needs. Please Google Crown Cleveland and see our great service specials.
Cleveland, the all-new Select Flooring and Remodeling is now open at 5555 North Lee Highway. We carry the top flooring brands you know and trust: Mohawk, Shaw, Engineered Floors, and United Weavers. We also specialize in home remodeling and roofing, delivering quality you can count on. Take advantage of 24 months interest-free credit. Come see us Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and Saturday, 9 to 2. Call us today at 423-889-3007. That's Select Flooring and Remodeling, 5555 North Lee Highway, Cleveland. From the floors to the roof, we've got you covered.
Welcome back to The Drive, presented by Hardees. Join the conversation. Text 423-749-1013. You can also listen anywhere on our website, ESPNCleveland1013.com.
Welcome back to the drive here on ESPN Cleveland 101.3. Duracell in Cleveland is now hiring mechanical skilled technicians starting at $22 an hour to $27 per hour. Excellent benefits beginning on day one. Medical, dental, vision insurance, paid vacation, holiday pay, 401k, tuition reimbursement, and more. Apply now at Duracell.com. Once again, that's Duracell.com. And I do want to say this, Jim. We're getting ready to dive into a little bit of college football news. It wouldn't be a normal drive show if we didn't talk some college football. But the news came out that it looked like North Dakota State is making the jump from FCS to FBS and planning to join the Mountain West Conference. I don't think anything's official yet.
It is official.
It is official.
Yeah. Well, they don't. It's not. They have announced it publicly. They're not. They actually physically join on July 1st, but they're going to do it. So they will do this. They're already working out schedules and everything. But we did look it up, and I thought this would be the case. North Dakota State is not eligible for the Mountain West Football Championship game or the college football playoffs as they begin a 2-year NCAA transition process moving up to the FBS level. We've seen Georgia Southern's done it. Appalachian State, Marshall, UMass, other former national champions at the FCS level.
JMU, Liberty.
Have joined the FBS, and there is a transitional period. Listen, Missouri State and Delaware just joined this past year. They will make exceptions for a minor bowl game.
You talking about the Blue Hens, Delaware?
The Blue Hens, yeah.
Okay.
The Blue Hens,
sure.
yes. The Blue Hens.
So what it says is they are not full eligible for bowl games or the playoffs till the 28th season. An exception can be made for bowl games either year if there are not enough eligible teams nationally.
And that's what happened to Missouri State this year. They did get to play in a bowl because there were not enough bowl eligible.
5 and 7s or whatever.
Even if North Dakota State goes 12-0 in the regular season, of course they can't play for the title in their own league. They're not eligible for the college football playoffs.
Oh, and
they know that going in. North Dakota State knows that.
Has got to hurt recruiting for that 2-year period.
I don't know.
It's got to hurt recruiting. And so this is the thing. I'm assuming the money is what's talking here because you're talking about a team, North Dakota State, year in and year out is competing for a national title. They're playing on ESPN. They're being seen. They're having guys get drafted in the NFL draft. Sometimes I think we can get a little too greedy. Now, I'm sure it's millions of dollars we're talking here of difference. But you're going from a great position where you're competing, you're recruiting well. Obviously, you're recruiting well because you're able to make this jump. But you're going to go maybe win the Mountain West a few times and never really have a true opportunity again to compete for a national title.
39-time conference champion, 18-time national champion, and they have won the NCAA Division I FCS national championship game 10 times between 2011 and 2024.
In the last 15 years.
So how many times have they won the national championship?
Well, they've won some
18.
Division II also.
18.
Yeah, that counts some D2.
They're never going to win another one.
Here's the thing.
They will never win another national title.
Neither will Appalachian State. Neither will Georgia Southern. Neither will Marshall. Neither will UMass. All of those
Despite
schools,
what you saw
but
this year,
here's the
neither
thing.
will JMU.
Here's the thing. All those schools knew that when they moved up, they would not be able to win a national championship. But
money talks.
Financially, they're better off being a small fish in a large pond than being a large fish in a small pond, which is the difference between FBS and FCS. It's a decision. North Dakota State's run of national championships literally has come to them because they're not going to win a national championship at this level. They're just not. But they understand that. But financially, the school will be stronger, better off. All the other sports will probably be better, But it's unfortunate. The football program is the cash cow, but they're going to take the hit as far as being able to win championships.
132-year-old program. I just want to give a shout-out to the stadium because the name Fargo Dome is fantastic.
Oh, so let me tell you about the Fargo Dome. Now, for one, that place is going to be awesome on College Football 27, the video game, getting to play in the Fargo Dome. But that dome is host of one of the biggest national wrestling tournaments in the country up there at Fargo.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it is a really cool venue.
You want to hear something cool? I did this research today. Thank you very much.
Hey, is this a SEC one or just in general? Okay.
This is general. from 1869 to 2025,
going back to Jim's childhood,
the all-time win-loss records of the 25 winningest programs at the FBS level. North Dakota State is number 11 now because they're in the 11th winningest program at the FBS level now that they're in, and unfortunately, them going to number 11 drops Tennessee to 12 and Georgia to 13.
You just made all the Volunteer fans so angry, Jim, with that. Why'd you got to bring that up?
No, I love it.
I'm just kidding.
I did that research. I
care.
actually did the research last night. But no, so North Dakota State is now the 11th winningest program by winning percentage at the FBS level. By the way, here's the top 10. Ohio State, Alabama.
That's why you said that. Time out.
Yeah,
Time out.
that's where it is.
Okay.
That's where it is.
Well, facts are facts. Notre Dame's third. Michigan is fourth. Boise State is 5. By the way, Boise State not in the Mount West. They're playing in the Pac-12 this year. Oklahoma 6. Texas 7. USC 8. Penn State 9. Nebraska 10. North Dakota State 11. Then you got Tennessee, Georgia, Florida State, Kennesaw State. So you got some of these newcomers. Yeah, they're in there. You know?
And I assume these match. This is a 673 win percentage. Is that what yours is?
Let's see here. Now North Dakota State is a 673. So 809, 385, and 34 ties.
Is that a lot of ties?
No.
That feels like a lot to me, but I don't know.
Going back to the 1800s.
Ohio State has 53. Yeah. Oklahoma has 53.
Because in those early years, this was more
USC
common.
has 54.
Okay.
So
there are no more ties. So.
No more ties. By the way, what year did that stop? No, you know?
That would have taken place in.
It's not that long ago, is it?
You put me on the spot here.
Just take a wild guess.
I'm wanting to say that it was early 80s, right?
Late 90s.
It was that late?
It was 1996.
Because I don't remember any ties.
Yeah,
during the 90s.
Did you get a fair
and
number?
That's when the overtime period obviously began. Was 1996.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Since 1964, only 3 losing seasons for North Dakota State.
It's pretty good now.
Hey,
pretty good.
Change the subject here. What did you guys think about Matt Stafford, former Georgia Bulldog, being named MVP
that was
of the National Football League?
Close vote. I think it's deserving. You could make the argument for Drake May. You could. Man, it was a nip and tuck. I mean, it was a coin toss, literally. That's how close that MVP voting was. But good to see him his first MVP award. I think that's pretty cool, though.
It's a good thing that Jacob's not here because all we'd be hearing is, he was a Georgia Bulldog, yada, yada, yada. That's all we'd get to hear, just like Jim pumping up his Ohio State Buckeyes being #1 all-time win percentage.
Oldest first-time MVP in NFL history.
That's cool.
That is 37 cool. Years old. He's not the oldest. I was curious.
But his first time.
So did you guys
MVP guy?
Did you see the video of his daughters congratulating him? Listen,
what a great dad he is.
My goodness, I was tearing up watching that thing.
Yeah, that was awesome.
And he's a guy. Most people, to my understanding, most people like Matthew Stafford quite a lot.
And his wife, by the way, has had some health issues too.
Yeah.
And so it's good to see them. It's hard to believe that him and Clayton Kershaw went to high school together at the same time.
And these guys are at the point in their careers where they're like, Kershaw's retired now.
Yeah.
It is very hard to believe it. It does make me feel old.
And I'm almost a little surprised Stafford's still playing. To be honest,
well,
at that point.
And you're not gonna retire as the reigning MVP. Although Jim Brown did.
Yeah.
Jim Brown won the MVP, won the championship for the Cleveland Browns, and retired.
So Barry Sanders, he retired and
had a lot of great years.
Had potentially 5-6
There's
years
no
left.
doubt. There's no doubt
if
about
not
that.
More.
Calvin Johnson, he retired early. Some of these guys are like, I'm good. I've made
it's a business
multi-millions of dollars, and I want to be able to have my senses about me once I become an old man.
100%.
Yeah, I could get it, but some of these guys, like Tom Brady, he's like, I still got a lot left in the tank. He went to Tampa Bay. When he went to Tampa Bay, I thought that's it for him. He goes on to helps them win a Super Bowl. That's how great some of these guys are, and I don't care. People can say what they want. They don't like Tom Brady. When him winning that Super Bowl in Tampa Bay, to me, sealed that he's the GOAT as far as NFL quarterbacks. That's sealed it for
you
me.
and I had this conversation last night. I've never been a Brady guy, but nothing but respect for the accomplishments. I mean, it is
7 Super Bowls. I still am a little biased to Joe Montana.
I think he's the most underrated quarterback of all time now. Joe Montana is.
So there's a season 1 that has came out. It's called Rise of the 49ers. And I actually watched this the other night. It is awesome. It goes in depth. And the narrator, we talked about it on the show last week, is Tom Brady. He grew up in that area.
He was a big Niners fan.
Big 49ers fan, in attendance for a lot of those big games as a child. But Ronnie Lott, obviously Joe Montana, Steve Young, Jerry Rice. It goes so in depth. There's so many good interviews and footage. Obviously Bill Walsh, the head coach of those teams, unfortunately passed away. But man, I tell you what, it is one of the best football documentaries I've ever watched. I highly recommend it.
I just heard about it the other day, so I need to check it out.
Yeah, it's called Rise of the 49ers. And
how many episodes are there?
So I believe it's a 4-episode part, three or 4 episode part in season 1, but it is so good. Highly recommend it.
You said greatest of all time, so it kind of answers my question. But greatest 7th round pick of all time for Brady?
Oh,
I think
199th guy picked.
No doubt.
And here's the thing. Even the Patriots passed him over 6 times.
Yeah.
So
and listen, and their owner and head coach can't get into the Hall of Fame apparently first ballot.
Unbelievable.
That's an owner or head coach.
Unbelievable. That's another issue for another day.
You can blame Bill Belichick's 24-year-old girlfriend for that. But hey, listen.
I thought you were going to say you can blame Jim for that.
We could find a way to make it Jim's
We
fault.
could probably make that work.
Make it my fault. Yeah.
But hey, we appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, check us out on YouTube, Facebook, ESPN Cleveland, and 1013.com. You can go to the WCLE YouTube page, watch us live every single day, and on Facebook. So be sure to do that. Download the ESPN Cleveland and 1013 app. Ryan, what's next? What's coming on?
Tonight, we're just right back into the
Paul
ESPN
Feinbaum?
coverage. We're going back to Paul Feinbaum.
Okay.
Just take a little bit of a break, one night off before the sports return.
There we go.
High school basketball tomorrow night. If I'm not mistaken, Walker Valley, Hamilton Heights.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
I want to throw that one out there. Tomorrow night, 6 o'clock. Mix 104.1 for the girls' game. Boys' game to follow.
And NASCAR is going to be following us on Wednesday, man. Starting this Wednesday.
Jamie Kyle,
It's
Scott Webb,
here.
and Jason Hildebrand.
It's here, man.
Because Daytona is Sunday.
Yes. Sneaking up on us right after the Super Bowl.
Cleveland. That's right. Here on ESPN Cleveland, brought to you by Dale's Heating and Air.
That's right. It's racing season, baby. You've been listening to The Drive on ESPN Cleveland 1013. Have a great day, everybody.
It's time for a Don Ledford of Cleveland traffic update on ESPN Cleveland 1013. Don Ledford Chevrolet GMC, located on North Lee Highway in Cleveland. Or visit donledford.com for details. Don Ledford, where we say yes. It's on-time traffic with Commander Chuck.
Well, good evening. As traffic gets a little bit heavier now, 153 trying to push back into the Hickson area, especially there around Hamill Road. It's heavy but moving. Let's keep it that way as traffic continues to pick up on 75 over White Oak Mountain. Watch a little bit of radar there up through the evening there in White Oak Mountain area on 75 just before you get up to APD 40. Hey, if you get locked out of your house or car, call the experts. Rick's Lock and Key in Chattanooga, 892-1700. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
From the Alon Planning Partners Weather Center.
Preparation wins games and builds retirements. Call Alon Planning Partners today.
Visit them online at alonplanning.com or give them a call at 423-315-1441. Here's your forecast on ESPN Cleveland 1013.
A mild Monday night in store for the Tennessee Valley. Lows will drop down into the 40s, and our highs tomorrow will swing all the way into the mid-70s. Rain chances work in tomorrow night into your Wednesday morning, looking drier throughout your Wednesday afternoon into your Thursday, but the next rain chances move in heading into your Valentine's Day weekend, so you'll want to pay close attention to that weather forecast, especially if you have any outdoor plans. So for the latest, be sure to download the Local 3 weather app. With the Storm Alert local weather team, I'm Storm Alert meteorologist Hannah Sky.
Your current Milligan Vane temperature is 61 degrees. MilliganVane.com.
For a limited time, get Hardees Big Cheeseburger with 100% American Angus beef for just $4.99. That's a deal no one can beat. Actually, we can beat it. Because you can also get Hardees Hand-Breaded Chicken Sandwich for $4.99. The Pick a Sandwich deal. Only $4.99. Only for a limited time. Only at Hardees. Participating restaurants only. Tax not included.
Did you twist an ankle? Hurt your shoulder? Or maybe that weekend project left you with more than sore muscles? Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics is here to help. Our urgent ortho walk-in clinic in Cleveland is open Monday through Saturday, treating sprains, strains, fractures, and more. No appointment needed. There's no need to drive to Chattanooga for expert orthopedic care. Call, schedule online, or walk in today and get back to moving pain-free. Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. The Center for expert care right when you need it.
Hey, this is Alfonso, the general manager of Crown Cleveland, your local home for Jeep and Ram. I'm here to announce that we have revamped our express lane. We are fully staffed and ready to take care of all your quick lube and oil needs. Please Google Crown Cleveland and see our great service specials.
When the road gets tough, make sure your ride is ready at Cleveland Tire Center on North Lee Highway. They keep you rolling with the best brands, expert installation, and prices that fit every budget. Whether you need new tires, a quick rotation, or a full alignment, their certified team delivers fast, friendly service you can trust. Stop in today and feel the difference that quality makes. Cleveland Tire Center, locally owned, dependable, and always ready to get you back on the road. Cleveland Tire Center, 4695 North Lee Highway, Cleveland, where the name says it all.
From the Kia of Cleveland Studios, this is ESPN Cleveland 1013, WCLE HD2 Cleveland, W267BI Cleveland, ESPN Cleveland 1013.
The top of the hour is presented by Best Buy Metals, making the top of your house the best it can be. Visit bestbuymetalroofing.com.
I'm biased with this subject that I think Alabama-Auburn isn't just the best rivalry in sports, it's also in the SEC, but it's not even the best rivalry in sports anymore. And I'm going to ask you, Paul, since Texas has joined the conference, would you say that the biggest rivalry in football in the SEC is Texas A&M and Texas now?
Well, first of all, I watched the Duke North Carolina game on Saturday night. And I don't think in basketball there is a better rivalry. I know I'm going off-brand, but it wasn't just because of the way the game ended. It's just there's so much to that. And having lived in North Carolina for nearly 13 years, I got an appreciation. In terms of college football, I'm not ready to I mean, the Auburn-Alabama game has become disappointing. Okay?
Exactly.
And it's entirely one school's fault. And that is Auburn. And if I'm going to hang with that game another year, but if Auburn doesn't turn things around, no, that's no longer. I mean, I used to argue that it was the best rivalry in football, and then the Michigan-Ohio State snobs took me over. And you're bringing up a great point. It's on life support as the best rivalry in the SEC.
100%, and that life support ball is dimming day by day, month by month, season by season. With the inclusion of Texas coming into the conference, their rivalry every year, Paul, these fans, that's what really, if you think about it, it's not just the players and the coaches in the game itself, but it's the fans that generate the interest going into the final week of the season. And every year, since, like you said, Auburn is the reason that this rivalry hasn't been living up to expectations. Every year since then, A&M and Texas, Paul, have been carrying the end of the season and making it the most highly anticipated game in the conference. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I would say the only thing I'll argue, though, I've spent a lot of time in both places, the hatred on one side is not even on the same map as the hatred on the other. And by the way, that is becoming the problem in Alabama-Auburn. It's become very one-dimensional in terms of where the real hate is, because Alabama's got a bunch of new rivals, and Auburn is just like Auburn's just like a little noisy brother. Just get out of the way. I'm going to beat you if you don't shut up.
You're damn right. But let me ask you this, Paul. Do you think, like you said, the hate on one side is nowhere near the other, but do you think there's ever going to be an A&M fan that calls into the show and said, I poisoned one of Texas's trees?
No, that was a one of a kind. We will never have a moment like that.
And that's what I can make an argument for, is like you said, the hate on one side is just on another level. But if you want to surpass that level to another one, there is no rivalry in any sport in any era of humanity, Paul, that has had a crazed fan go up into Toomer's Corner and poison the tree. And he called into this show, Paul, and he said, I did it for Nick Saban.
Yeah, he technically did not say that at the time. He told me that later privately. Right. It was just as scary in terms. I mean, we had him on the show, I think, 3 or 4 different times, and every interview was more frightening than the previous one.
Just imagining doing that 12 years ago from now? Or 14?
Yeah, the call came in January of 2011.
And last question, Paul, and this is always a great conversation. If that call did not come in 2011, where would you be today?
There is without a doubt the most important call in the history. I think I was heading in the same place regardless of that phone call. That phone call accelerated it. Hey, thanks for the call. We're up against the break. A lot more to do here as we continue on a Monday afternoon.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, it's me, your manhood. Remember when we used to crush workouts and still have energy left over? Ever since we turned 40, I've been feeling neglected. Testosterone levels just aren't what they used to be. What do you say you give me a boost with Nugenix Total T2?
America's most trusted testosterone boosting brand is back with even more man-boosting power. Nugenix Total T2, crafted with a unique new formula that combines the ultimate free and total testosterone booster with a powerful nitric oxide booster that starts working in just 3 hours with continued benefits over time. Feel like a new man, leaner, stronger, with more energy and drive.
Oh yeah, we are so back!
Text STREAK to 215-215 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2. We'll even throw in a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator ever. That's STREAK to 215-215. STREAK to 215-215.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. Product not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Your new home for 24-hour sports coverage. ESPN Cleveland, 101.3. From the Alon Planning Partners Weather Center.
Just like the weather, markets change fast. Alon Planning Partners helps you stay prepared.
Visit them online at alonplanning.com or give them a call at 423-315-1441. Here's your forecast on ESPN Cleveland 101.3.
A mild Monday night in store for the Tennessee Valley. Lows will drop down into the 40s, and our highs tomorrow will swing all the way into the mid-70s. Rain chances work in tomorrow night into your Wednesday morning, looking drier throughout your Wednesday afternoon into your Thursday, but the next rain chances move in heading into your Valentine's Day weekend, so you'll want to pay close attention to that weather forecast, especially if you have any outdoor plans. So for the latest, be sure to download the Local 3 weather app. With the Storm Alert local weather team, I'm Storm Alert meteorologist Hannah Sky.
Did you twist an ankle? Hurt your shoulder? Or maybe that weekend project left you with more than sore muscles? Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics is here to help. Our urgent ortho walk-in clinic in Cleveland is open Monday through Saturday, treating sprains, strains, fractures, and more. No appointment needed. There's no need to drive to Chattanooga for expert orthopedic care. Call, schedule online, or walk in today and get back to moving pain-free. Center for Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. The Center for expert care right when you need it.
ESPN Cleveland 101.3 is powered by Duracell.
Honda of Cleveland is giving away a brand new 2027 Honda Civic to a deserving coach this year. From Pee Wee League to the college level, all athletic coaches are eligible. Each month, we will choose a coach for that month, and at the end of the year, the 12 finalists will gather to be celebrated and see who wins that brand new 2027 Honda Civic from Honda of Cleveland. Nominate your favorite coach at mymix1041.com.
Check your wallet. Empty? Check your bills. Overdue? Check your stress level. Maxed? Now, check into cash. Check into Cash is your one-stop money shop, and we've got everything you need. Payday loans and flex lines of credit options? Check. Quick in-store services like money orders and wire transfers? Check. Turn your unused gift cards into cash? Oh yeah, check. And yes, we cash checks. All kinds. Fast. Check that off your list. Visit checkintocash.com or check into a store to get started. The process is simple, quick, and designed to get you the help you need fast. If you've been approved, you can leave with cash in hand. We have locations in the Chattanooga area, including Cleveland and Athens. Check in, cash out, and get on with life. Check into Cash. We fund today to make a better tomorrow. Subject to state regulations, eligibility, credit check, underwriting, and approval. Rates, restrictions, and fees apply. Visit a store for details.
General Cupid. We're locked on target, but every time we launch an arrow, it bounces off the roof. The roof is too strong. We may not make this match before Valentine's Day.
That roof is a Langley roof. We've never gotten Cupid's arrow through a Langley. Fire all the arrows at once.
It's no use, General Cupid.
Protecting your family Valentine's Day and every day. When you see a loved roof, chances are it's a Langley. LangleyRoofs.com.
ESPN live in prime time. Come on! Join Tiger, Rory, and the PGA Tour's biggest names in a season-long head-to-head competition. Oh my! Combining the top players with advanced technology. More screens, more moving greens, more history in the making. Yes! It's golf reimagined. TGL, presented by SoFi on ESPN and the ESPN app. All of TGL, all in one place. Evolve.
Really big splash.
And we welcome you back to share some breaking news at this late hour on a Monday. The judge has ruled, and he has denied Charles Bediako's motion for a preliminary injunction to allow him to continue playing. What does that mean? That means that as of this moment, Bediako is not allowed to play in the next game. This